Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Chapmanville, West Virginia, where we are here for day 2 of the Bob Runyon Classic, as this will be game 1 of 6 on the day. Chris Kidd, Dwayne Williams, Kevin Jones here with you today, as we have the Chapmanville girls set to take on the Sissonville girls here in this first contest. And again, Dwayne, last night we had 4 competitive games, with Logan and Martin County really being the highlight of the 4. Chapmanville getting a win on the boys' side as well. Logan Middle School knocking off Chapmanville Middle School. So some exciting matchups in day 1, and looking forward to much of the same on day 2.
Absolutely, Chris. We want to follow that great first day up with another full day game of action starting in the afternoon and finishing up tonight at 8 o'clock with the last tip-off. So from the sounds of those games, they were fantastic. We're hoping for more of the same here.
And again, haven't gotten much of a look at the Chapmanville girls this year, the Sissonville girls. So I guess this will be a little bit of a treat for both of us coming in, as Coach Browning, new head coach for the Chapmanville girls after Coach Christina Gore stepped down after last year, had a very strong tenure while she was here. So new expectations coming in this season for Chapmanville after losing a lot of key players.
Yeah, I was able to talk with Coach Browning before the game here today, and he was talking about how they are inexperienced, but they're not only by class but also by time. Even their upperclassmen don't have that much experience. I was able to catch their first game of the season against a very tough foe in Tug Valley, and they bring that gritty mindset that Michael Browning brings to the team, and hope to see them grow throughout the season.
Yeah, I was going to say Tug Valley not the best starting point for the season, one of the top contenders in Class A every year, but Chapmanville trying to see if they can continue to progress, and we'll see how that starts here today, as we'll step aside for a quick break and be back for the tip-off after this, as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody, here to Danny Gobby Gymnasium as we get set for the tip here today between Sissonville and Chapmanville on the girls' side. And again, we mentioned we have 6 full games on the docket today as we take a look at the entire slate. Again, coming up next will be Chapmanville Middle School against Fort Gay Middle School. Then that'll be followed by the Logan Junior Varsity against the Mingo Central Junior Varsity on the high school side, followed by Chapmanville High School against Mount Hope Christian. Logan Middle School will then take on Expression Prep, and then the nightcap will be Logan High School taking on Expression Prep here tonight. So again, some interesting matchups. Going to be interesting to see what Mount Hope Christian has against Chapmanville. Expression Prep always has strong teams coming in, Dwayne, so a lot of talent going to be on display today.
Yeah, that's the great thing about these types of tournaments and showcases for all the area teams. You're going to see matchups you typically don't see. And with teams like Mount Hope and with Expression Prep, it's always year to year. You're anxious to see what type of talent they bring in, and they always represent themselves well. But that's the thing that sticks out about these all-day events and all-weekend events. You see some pretty cool matchups you normally wouldn't see on a regular schedule.
So now you look at the starting lineups on both sides. As for Sissonville, will be Kinsley Clark, followed by Blake Krudishank. Then you have McKinley Britton, Lydia Ellis and Reagan Elmore for the Lady Indians. For the Lady Tigers, it'll be Hannah Miller, followed by Megan Brown, Peyton Ellis, Dixie Manns, and Kendra Ingram. And really the only one on that roster for Chapmanville you know of that has any experience would be Hannah Miller coming in here today, Dwayne. So like you said, even their experienced players trying to gain experience as this season goes along.
Yes, and she was the exact example that Coach Browning mentioned. Said she's their most experienced player, but she's not the most experienced player.
It's one of those, like you're going to have to get what I'm saying without me saying it.
100%. He had a little smirk, so I knew what he meant. So
Sissonville will win the tap, and we are underway today here in our first of 6 games as Sissonville has possession. They'll kick it over. Now looking inside as getting a hand on the pass, knocking it away was Ingram. They'll swing it back out front now as Krudashank brings it in. Now tries to get it back in the corner, but pass goes awry and taken by Ingram.
Ingram, I noticed in the game I saw earlier, she can handle the ball very well from the center position, and you can see that by trying to get out in the fast break there. Yeah,
she did. She got out on the break and then just got caught inside and had the ball knocked away. So Sissonville has it back now. Britton.
Sissonville's going to have to be very patient against this 2-3 defense.
Yeah, we saw that a lot yesterday in a lot of the boys' games, even the Logan and Martin County game. Both teams went to a zone at different points, and that just caused both teams to get out and run a little bit quicker as the game went along. So we get a foul for the first time today. Goes against Chapmanville. That'll be against Ingram as 3-pointer on the way and 2 strong from Britton, and that'll go out of bounds over to Chapmanville.
Yeah, Ingram's definitely going to have to be careful with that because on both entry passes so far, she's kind of went over the top and got caught on the second one.
So now pressure in the back court by the Lady Indians as Miller gets it up to Ingram. Looking into the corner, now pass underneath, trying to find Manns as the ball gets knocked away and going to get a loose ball foul now on Ellis as just adds insult to injury after the throwaway.
Yeah, unfortunate there, a little frustration foul, but that's a case where a simple bounce pass, which doesn't always come up. You know, a lot of people get away from that. They want to just do a quick over the top, but a bounce pass would have led to a layup right there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, a little head fake bounce pass. Those are the little things you just want to work on going forward. It's a little jumper too strong from Ellis, rebounded underneath by Ingram. She'll bring it up the center of the floor. Gives it over to Ellis, now in trouble, gets it out. It's Miller, drives into the middle, puts up a floater. This one off the back iron, rebound tipped around, controlled by Sissonville.
Chapmanville's pushing it quite a bit faster than Sissonville.
It's Krudashank up ahead, couldn't handle the pass, and then it was kicked away by Megan Brown out of bounds. It'll stay with Sissonville.
You know, Sissonville showed the ability to be patient and passing it around. I think that's what the Tigers are going to have to do a bit, too, to cut down on the sloppy play.
Inbounds pass, quick trigger 3. That one short from Clark and out of bounds, so that'll give it back to the Lady Tigers.
I'm always curious if these early start times mess with teams. When they're so conditioned to play and practice later in the day, you always want to see how they come out early in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless you've played enough AAU and things like that, you get a little bit used to it, but I'm like you, it's a little bit of a different feel as Clark able to get it off the steal and the layup for the first 2 of the game.
Yeah, defense turns into offense very quick for the Indians.
2-0 as Miller had it poked away from behind by Krudashank. Now a run out here for Clark again. Drives in on Brown, lays it up, and it spins home.
Clark back-to-back buckets. Defense turns into offense again.
So 4-0 now, Sissonville, a little over 2 minutes into the first quarter. Brown will bring it up the floor. Looking over for Manns. She'll make the grab on the right block, turnaround shot, and she'll be fouled on the play. So we'll see if they call this a shooting foul or not, as that'll go against 22, Lydia Ellis, her first.
We see Dixie Manns here at the line. She doesn't have that varsity experience, but very experienced on the middle school side, very prolific scorer, great basketball IQ. So I'm sure that as the season goes on, that's one player that Coach Browning's going to have to rely on.
Yeah, she's one of the ones I have in class. She always has food every day along with her cousin, never offers me a bite, never asks Mr. Kidd, you want anything? No. Dixie's just selfish about food. I see how it is. No, she's a great kid. She's easy to get along with in class.
Unselfish on the court and selfish with the food.
You know what? That's right in my area. As Britton hits the short jumper. 6-1 now. Sissonville is Miller. Feeds it over to Mans. This one off the mark. Rebound comes down into the corner. Fought for and knocked out of bounds. And they're going to say last touch by Sissonville.
So that's 2 missed opportunities for Chapmanville on breaking the press and having an attempt at an easy shot or a layup. So they got to get that cleaned up when they have a chance to break this press.
They get it in down low. Tough angle for Ellis. Had it knocked away, and now we get a loose ball foul. As this will go against Chapmanville. And that's going to be Ellison. That's going to be number 2 on her.
Yeah, very quick 2 fouls on Ellis, so that brings Izzy Kirk into the game.
Again, not a deep bench for Chapmanville. They've got 10 dressed, but not as deep as they have been in years past. It's into the middle. Ellis will kick it out. They'll swing it around top of the key. 3 on the way. That one's short from Krudishank, and Miller grabs the long rebound. Oh, Miller lost it off her foot. Going to have to hustle, but it's going to beat her out of bounds, and that'll give it back to Sissonville.
Just anytime a turnover happens is tough, but anytime it's unforced, or I'm not sure of the call there.
Okay.
Maybe he saw something else. Well, it's the holiday season. We'll keep it positive.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm 42 now. I don't know if my eyes are going that bad, but, all right. So 3-pointer blocked, and now run out here for Krudishank, and she'll lay it up and in. I guess that's called ball don't lie.
Exactly, prime example.
That'll be a timeout for Chapmanville, a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep things here with 4:39 left in the first. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors here today: Sunshine and Stitching, Global Art Ministry, Mountaineer Buildings, Town and Country Foodland, Witt's Mobile Home Movers, Quality Metal Roofing, Gino's Pizza, CJ White Consulting LLC, Giovanni's Pizza, Williamson Auto Sales, 304 Motorsports Park, United Motorsports, Diamond Flagging Company, Aracoma Drug Store, Logan Regional Medical Center, Logan Bank and Trust, White Eye Care, and Southside Buildings and Carports. Again, helping us bring you today's Bob Runyon Classic.
As always, big thanks to all of our supporters and sponsors. They make these games possible. It's especially important on weekends like this. People's out busy doing their Christmas shopping. They can even catch the game while they're on the go, sitting and waiting on their significant other while they're buying some things and just relax and watch some D&D Sports.
So you heard that, dads, while you're in the car.
I can speak that way out of experience.
We got moms out there that do the same thing with dads. So, we want everyone out there with us. Again, even if you're shopping, turn us in while you're pushing the cart around. As Miller will take it in hard on the right side. Great take by Hannah Miller, and one for her.
Nice job by Miller. They tried to come out for a little bit of press, and she beat him down the sideline there and took it all the way. She saw an opening, didn't hesitate, and gets the chance at a 3-point play.
There's a first field goal of the game for Chapmanville with 4:29 left in the first quarter. Miller's free throw off to the right, no good, and rebounded by Sissonville.
A play like that always feels better out of a timeout as well.
Yeah, it makes you feel like it was worth it almost, as Mans gets her hands on the pass and knocks it away, as Miller able to get it after the man's steal.
Nice reaction by Dixie Mans there.
Now Miller will fade to her left, kicks it back out front. Kirk will give it back to Miller, now into the corner. Brown will line up a 3. That one too strong. Rebounded on the backside. Krudishank will run out now, one-on-one with Miller. Takes it to the left side, and she'll get the lay-in.
Yeah, the majority of their buckets are they're getting them out in the running game and pressing that issue. So Chapmanville's going to have to do a better job of getting back on defense.
Now take into the middle here, all the way by Ingram. Can't bank it in. Gets her own rebound back, puts it up, and banks it home.
Nice play by Ingram. A lot of players would stop there and kind of maybe talk a little bit about the non-call, but she stayed with it. And nice fundamentals with that pivot foot to finish.
10-5 in favor of Sissonville as Ellis brings it in, had it knocked away, and they say last touch by Chapmanville. So again, wasn't sure if that maybe went off the leg of a Lady Indian. But now Krudishank will look to fire it in, gets it into the corner. This will be a long 2 on the way, off the mark for Reagan Elmore. Rebound fought for, loose on the floor. Mans has it, and going to be a tie-up called. That'll give it over to Chapmanville.
That's two plays that we've seen Chapmanville defenders get their hands in passing lanes or get the ball on the ground, and they get the jump ball and possession in their favor.
And my mistake, Izzy Kirk. I apologize. You're the one who had that tie up. As Miller now gets it in the middle. Numbers here for Chapmanville as Miller takes it all the way in and hits the floater.
Nice play there. Good passing coming down there. Ingram got the ball and got it immediately into the middle to Miller, and she made a nice little floater there.
Now Chapmanville's closed the deficit to 3 after the quick start by Sissonville. As Elmore gets it down low, clean look underneath, but Britton can't finish it, and rebounded by Brown. Tried to throw it out, but it goes off of Britton's leg and will stay with Chapmanville.
So we've seen both teams miss the little bunny shots underneath, so she had a good job taking her time and getting the ball on the floor and gathering herself, but just came up a bit short.
This is where you can go back and say, it's because of the start time, Coach. I'm not used to this.
You can at least try to say that.
Yeah, I don't shoot till 4 o'clock normally.
I'm not sure the coaches want to hear that, but I've been known to try it.
Now 3 on the way from Ingram off the back of the rim. Rebound underneath, though, by Mans. Gives it back to Ingram. Strives in with the right hand. Misses. Dixie tries to fight for the loose ball as it's controlled by Sissonville. Miller knocks the outlet pass away, and it'll go to Sissonville.
You know, Coach Brennan's got to be happy about that. Dixie Mans on one end fighting for the rebound. Hannah Miller getting in the outlet pass passing lane and puts a stop to that fast break, which is what Sissonville's been living off of so far in this first quarter.
And that's really one of the biggest things you're looking for, especially with new players, just who's going to get down and dirty on the floor, try and get loose balls, hustling for everything. Inside they go. Nice little turnaround, and that'll fall for Lydia Ellis.
Nice shot there by Ellis. They're very patient on offense. You don't see that a whole lot in today's game. You know, sometimes they try to attack the zone when they should, but they've been very patient working inside and getting a good shot.
Ingram fired a pass inside, but a little too high for everyone. And that'll give it back over to Sissonville, leading at 12-7.
Yeah, the look she just gave over to Coach when they kind of shared a look for a second like they knew it was a bad pass. Let's just move on.
On left side, three-pointer up. That one off the side of the rim by Elmore, and that'll go out of bounds over to Chapmanville. And sometimes there really isn't anything that needs to be said. It was just, well, bad moment, bad decision, my fault.
Yeah, and, you know, coach getting irate and something immediately doesn't change the fact. So it was kind of a cool moment. They just looked over each other, realized what it was, and moved on.
Yeah, that's what I used to tell some of my players to say. Is there anything we can do about it now? Nope, let's just move on. That's next game, next point. I said, what happened doesn't matter now.
Nice hustle by Miller to get back there to take away that outlet pass. Every time off a rebound, Sissonville's looking to throw that outlet pass out there and get to running.
Miller gives it over far side for Kirk with 1:20 to go in the first. Miller will dribble it in, have it knocked off her leg, and it'll be out of bounds off of Chapmanville.
Yeah, this time it's the Indians getting their hands out there in the passing lanes, and in this case off the dribble and off at Miller's knee.
Now here comes Sissonville looking to add on to this lead. They've held it the entire quarter. Clark goes for a three, no good. Rebound tipped out long. We're going to get a whistle and a foul, maybe against Ellis here, as they may say she was on the back.
Yeah, Ellis and Ingram definitely battling underneath. Ingram's been involved almost in every rebound attempt, and she's been very active, and she gets the call there.
That'll be number 2 on Ellis. So Ellis with 2 on Chapmanville, Ellis with 2 on Sissonville. As we head to the final 60 seconds of the first quarter, Ingram at the top of the key. Swings it into the corner for Brown, back out. Ingram waits, gives it over for Miller. And trying to find a hole in this zone. Ingram fighting for the dribble, finally able to gather it. Looks inside, past Hall. Clark tries to save it, but it goes over to Clark.
Another overzealous pass, but Miller once again with a steal off the fast break attempt.
And she anticipates so well in the passing lanes as Brown will go for a three, no good. Clark grabs the rebounder on the backside, or Kirk does rather, out to Ingram, and she'll bank home a three.
Nice three there. It looks like Ingram and Brown, they're very willing to take those open shots, and rightfully so. They have good form, and I saw Brown make a few of those and Ingram in their previous game this season. Nice shot.
Under 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Chapmanville has sliced the deficit to 2. To give it into Smith, over to Krudishank. She'll strike on a three. This one rims off, no good. Miller with the rebound with 3 seconds, trying to push with 2, with 1. She'll heave at the horn, no good off the backboard, and that'll do it for the first 8 minutes of action as Sissonville leads it 12-10. We'll be back after this as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic right here on the D&D Sports Network.
Smokey Armstrong here from United Motorsports of Belfry. Looking for your next adventure? We've got the motorcycles, side-by-sides, and ATVs needed to take your riding to the next level. Whether you're hitting the track, enjoying the trails, exploring the open road, or seeking comfort and style, we've got you covered with trusted brands like Honda, Polaris, and Kawasaki. At United Motorsports, we're not just about selling power sports, we're passionate about helping you find the perfect ride. Our team will work with you to customize your vehicle, offer expert advice, and provide top-notch service. No matter where your adventure takes you, ready to get started? Call us at 606-237-7311 or visit www.unitedmotorsportsbelfry.com or stop by today. Your next ride is waiting.
Start of quarter number 2 here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium, the Bob Runyon Classic of day 2 of this tournament. Chris Kidd with you, Dwayne Williams and Kevin Jones here as well. We'll be with you all day today here on the D&D Sports Network as the Sissonville girls leading the Chapmanville girls 12-10. As first shot of the second quarter, Kira Hill a little too strong, and now Chapmanville a chance to tie or take the lead on this trip as they go inside but tipped away.
Chapmanville made a nice run. They were down 8-1 when they took the timeout, so they cut that lead down to 2 to finish up the first quarter.
Yeah, it felt like Sissonville might have a chance to run away with this at first, and now Hill on the inside gets hit and fought it up and in for a chance for an N1.
Nice finish by Hill. She didn't just accept that contact. She fought right through it in the shooting motion and gets a three-point opportunity.
Now her free throw attempt up and in. That's the first free throw attempt of the game for Sissonville, as they'll get a substitute into the game. Kara Spears will check in as Elmore will go to get a break.
In the flow of the game, as many outlet scores they've had and turnovers by Chapmanville, you expect it to be a much larger lead at this time.
Yeah, I would agree, and it's been kind of a wonky start to the game, and not as in it's been badly played. It's just it's hard to tell who's really got control of this right now.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very herky-jerky motion back and forth. You know, I think Chapmanville, once they settle down in their half-court offense and be patient with the passing, will look much better on their end.
Well, Ingram had it ripped away as Hill. She's come in and asserted herself early in this second quarter. She'll drive in hard into the middle, can't finish. Krudishank, though, will give him another opportunity. Swings over left side, 3 on the way for Smith. That one no good. Rebound fought for, loose on the floor. Krudishank will get it. So another opportunity for Sissonville. They get it over. This layup no good by Smith. There's a couple of missed opportunities, and now Smith's going to be called for the foul from behind.
That was some great ball movement by Sissonville there with a nice pass there at the end. They just couldn't convert once again under the bucket, and I think that probably explains this score. They've missed a couple easy opportunities, which allows Chapmanville just to be, 5 points down right now.
Yeah, and sometimes you just watch some of those games and you're just like, they've had their chances to really put a clamp on them. They just haven't yet, and you can just kind of feel like one thing could turn the momentum of that game. Here's Miller.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Coaches feel that for sure. Nice block.
Yeah, because I think coaches and players both can feel it's like we should be up by more right now. We should have scored here. We should have scored there. And you look up and it's like, man, it's only 1-2 possession game, and then, like I said, one thing goes bad, and then it's just like a snowball. Well, snowball going downhill, I should say. Snowball sitting still is not really anything to be freaked out about.
I got you.
If you're scared of that, then we got some bigger problems, I think. As they're going to call Mans, it looks like, for a loose ball foul here.
That was.
Oh, okay. It was actually on Sissonville.
Yeah, I was wondering there. I think he just pointed the wrong way for a second because Mans, was trying to get control of the ball, made a good effort, and had the player all over her back. So at least he corrected it.
Yeah, because he called a number, and I was like, Chapmanville doesn't have that number out there. That was on Kara Spears of Sissonville. He's looking to get it in. Miller will fire it deep. It's Kirk. Gives it back out to Ingram. She'll try a straight-on three. Banks it in again.
Yeah, that's twice. I'm sure she's calling that because she's done it twice, Chris.
Yeah, I was about to say once might be an accident, 2 is on purpose. So she has worked on that. You know what? Underutilized. So underutilized. As Kirk comes up with a steal now as Chapmanville into the front court. Again, looking to tie or take the lead. As Ingram drives in, tried to get it off, but pass was deflected. Now here comes Britton into the front court. Gives it off on the inside. Krudishank, she'll finish again at the rim.
Another fast break bucket by the Indians. And, previous to that play, Izzy Kirk has come off the bench and been very active on defense. Her hands been very active in passing lanes, but Chapmanville wasn't able to connect off of their turnover, and Sissonville did with their running opportunity.
Miller gives it off. Ingram steps inside the arc this time, and she decides to go swish this time.
You can see there how she's why she's confident in her shooting ability there. A nice dribble to get some separation, shoots in fluid motion, knocks another one down.
That's 10 points for her now for the game. She'll go inside for Smith. Now to Hill as we get a whistle in the paint. And this is going to go against Sissonville.
Chapmanville, the closest they've been since this game started. Tied up with a 2, possibly take the lead with a 3.
Like we said, Sissonville's led from the opening. They hit a 3-pointer to get things started. Led as much as 8-1. Largest lead has been that 7-point lead. Over to Ingram. She'll kick it over near side. Miller able to penetrate in over to the corner. Back to Ingram. Ingram steps back. And again, I'm pretty sure I saw her play at Chapmanville Middle School a couple of years ago in a tournament, and I think she had nearly 30 points in a game, so I'm starting to vaguely remember now that she's coming out and dominating this game.
Yeah, wow, right on cue. She's a prime example of the changing the guard of how basketball's played now. She's like a point forward or a point center out there handling the ball, making passes, knocking down shots. Fantastic finish.
That's what I said. You wouldn't expect a girl as tall as her to be able to handle the ball as well as she does, but she does a terrific job. Has tied the game briefly, but a baseline jumper for Elmore gives it right back to Sissonville.
We might have to start calling her the Lady Tiger Jokic there, the way she's handling the ball and passing and all the different types of shots.
Yeah, I was going to say, we had a boy in one of the tournament games we did on Tuesday night that looked like that as Miller with a great blow by as she gets to the rim and lays it in, and Sissonville going to call for time now with 3:51 to go in the first half. So it'll be a full timeout, and we'll step aside as well as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network.
If you got a big job to get done, don't just trust any flagging service. Call Diamond Flagging Service. Diamond Flagging Service keeps your community safe while also making sure it stays moving. Give Diamond Flagging Service a call today for their services. They also offer amazing job opportunities. Diamond Flagging Services, proud supporter of the Mountain Athletes. Stop by Eric Home and Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Home and Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all Mountain Athletes.
All here as we passed up the midway point of the second quarter here in Chapmanville. Chris Kidd and Dwayne Williams here. Kevin Jones, our engineer and cameraman. As the Tigers trail by as much as 7, they've come back to tie things up now as Brown tips that pass away, and we'll stay with Sissonville.
Yeah, they've battled back with good defensive plays, knocking down some threes, attacking the rim. Nice turnaround from the beginning of this game.
Krudishank looks to get it in. Dangerous pass, and Miller intercepts it.
She has done that at least 3 times this game, whether it's been a full court pass or something like that. Like you said earlier, she shows great anticipation on filling the passing lanes.
So Ingram bullies her way in. We're going to get a tie up, though, and it'll stay here with Chapmanville.
Another quick jump ball. They're keeping consistent, I assume, but possession arrow stays with the Tigers.
Now Miller will toss it in underneath her own basket. Not a lot of movement here. Now Chapmanville gets going as they get it into Ingram on the left wing. Drives into traffic, had it knocked away. Brown tries to save it, but it's out of bounds off of Sissonville.
Good thing she didn't, according to the call. She tried to get there, but the call stays with the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm probably like Brown there. I would have probably thought that went off of Ingram's leg just from the deflection angle.
Yeah, same here.
As Miller will get it in deep to Brown. Now outside, Ingram gives it back as Chapmanville staying patient here, trying to look for their first lead of the game. Ingram circles around, gives it back to Miller. Miller will bring it back out to regroup near midcourt.
Sissonville's doing a good job on this 2-3 to communicate a little bit here. They're giving Ingram some more attention than she had before.
They tried to run a little pick and roll there, but Krudishank was privy to it and able to take away the pass. As Clark will launch on a 3 near side. That one short as rebounded by Miller.
Krudishank's been very, very active on both ends of the floor. She's a nice player.
Now Miller, top of the key over to Ingram. Ingram waits, now tries to cross over. Good job by Britton staying in front and able to take it away. Now here comes Sissonville trying to retake the lead as Britton gets into the middle, had it knocked away and out of bounds off of Sissonville. Good hands by Izzy Kirk.
Yeah, Izzy Kirk has been active the entire time ever since coming off the bench for Ellis, and that's another example there of getting the turnover and getting it back to the Tigers.
Now substitute here for Chapmanville, Hayden Adkins checking into the game.
You talked about the bench, Chris, and it's always curious to see how the players come in off the bench, how they're going to find their roles early on in this season for a young team. So this is the second time they went to the bench.
Right there, miscommunication as Atkins was cutting to her left. Pass came to her right. Trying to give Ingram a little bit of a breather right now. Get it over near side. Now lob it in. Smith being guarded by Mans. Kicks it out to Krudishank. They go back inside for Britton. Britton goes up, and she'll be fouled on the play.
That, Dixie Mans has, slid to the center there since Ingram come out, and she was going back and forth there. Looked straight up there, but must have got some contact down low because she was doing a great job going back from post to post trying to help out.
Now here's an opportunity for Sissonville to take the lead back, but Britton leaves the first one short. And just a reminder, this game brought to you in part by Genmar Services, Hill Chiropractic, State Farm agent Missy Birchfield, and Restoration One. That second one off the mark as well. Saved by Sissonville, but now Atkins comes away with it. Here she comes into the front court trying to chase it down now and ended up picking up her pivot foot for a travel.
Just a little bit out of control trying to run that ball down. It bounced off her shin trying to get it. Just make a hustle play. Just didn't happen. You see Coach Browning clapping it up. If you make a mistake, make it going 100 miles an hour, what I always used to say. That kind of gets you the benefit of the doubt most times.
I always liked it in coaching whenever something really bad happened, but you tried to stay positive. On the inside, you're just dying a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. And in your head, it's like, that's not okay.
Why's your face so red?
Yeah. It's like, you okay, Coach? No. But, yeah, you always try and keep it positive as much as you can. I think we know how it was when we were growing up. There wasn't a whole lot of positivity.
Absolutely.
If we didn't get something negative, we didn't get anything at all.
Yeah, they didn't speak unless it was negative.
It's Miller in trouble on the left side, trying to get free as Krudishank almost got her arm twisted backwards, but able to get the tie up.
Yeah, that's multiple times on tie-ups from both of these teams. Arms are in different angles. It's both teams going at it.
Now it looks like they're going to bring Ellis back in here with those 2 fouls for the last minute 23 as Ingram checks back in as well for Chapmanville. And now Ellis will check in for the Tigers as well, so she's got 2 fouls as Mans will go to the bench.
Yeah, risky for this last minute 23. Don't want to see her pick up that third.
So we'll see how careful both sides are with their respective Ellises. My dad just looked down and went, oh, that's neat.
They're just matching fouls, matching names.
Inside, Ingram jumped the passing lane, almost came away with it. Britton takes it inside. Looked like got stuck in her hand that time trying to release it, diving to the floor. Great rebound. Now here comes Chapmanville back as Brown looks inside and intercepted by Ellis.
Looked like Ellis might have been baiting her for that. It was a good look, but she was waiting for it. Nice defensive play there.
That was always one of the best things to do on defense, just bait somebody into a decision like that to come up with a steal. As that 3 off the mark for Elmore and rebounded by Chapmanville.
Nice rebound by Brown. Nice box out, stayed with it.
Got 33 seconds to go in the half. Again, Chapmanville's yet to lead here in the first 16 minutes of action. Can they do it here and take it into halftime? As Ingram got a screen up top, but had her screener run over. That pass deflected out of bounds. Will stay with Chapmanville.
Yeah, there was no call on the screen. Just like running through a block right there.
Yeah, Izzy Kirk, she got mauled over. But now Chapmanville has it. 15 seconds to go. Will they hold here as Sissonville coming out, applying pressure with 10 seconds. Ingram trying to keep it in her hands, gives it back to Miller. Down to 5 seconds. Miller back over to Ingram. Going to have to force up a tough shot here. No good. And that'll do it for the first half with Sissonville and Chapmanville all knotted up at 19 apiece. We'll step aside for a break and be back with the second half after this as you're watching high school basketball action from the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Chapmanville, West Virginia, home of the Bob Runyon Classic this holiday season. Chris Kidd, Dwayne Williams here. Kevin Jones, our engineer and cameraman. We want to thank the rest of our sponsors here today: Restoration One, Ultimate Pond, Tug Valley Wellness Clinic, Treasures Unlimited, Cheech's Pizza, Crumb Funeral Home, Three Guys Pizza, Tommy's Auto, Callahan Funeral Home, Warfield Market, and Butcher's Towing. And again, Dwayne, first half, Sissonville never trailed, but Chapmanville able to overcome a 7-point deficit to tie things up.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. That's with just the feeling, if you didn't look at the scoreboard, Sissonville should have a substantial lead, but Chapmanville did a really good job staying close and knocking down shots to tie the game up at the half.
Lady Tigers still looking for their first lead of the game. They have it to start this second half. It's on the far side, Ellis being guarded by Ellis. Gives it to Ingram at the free throw line, spins in, turn around, tough angle shot there. Again, she led Chapmanville with 12 points in the first half.
Yeah, very tough angle for a right-handed shooter there.
Yeah, it shows the confidence she has in her game, though. She believes that she's going to make some of these difficult shots and drives. So, I mean, she's very athletic as she comes up with a steal there. Now looks inside, threw it off the head of Ellis as Britton comes away with it. Now here she comes into the front court on the right side, but misses the layup.
Another missed layup opportunity for the Indians.
And now Chapmanville turns it right back over, so tit for tat on that possession.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers. I don't know if Coach Brennan's going to keep that solemn face like we saw in the first half, but if that keeps up, we might hear a few outbursts.
Yeah, and Jesus might get left in the locker room at some point in this game. We don't know.
This depends how sloppy this gets in the second half.
I think I told you that one day whenever you weren't happy about something. I said, Dwayne, it's okay. Leave Jesus at the house today. Yeah. He doesn't need to see this.
Yeah, you're telling me just to let it go. I was trying to fight it.
That's why I'm a bad influence. I wouldn't listen to me.
I would say entertaining influence. I don't say bad.
Yeah, I told somebody, I said, why would you ever listen to me? I said, that's horrible advice. That pass goes off the hands of Ellis and out of bounds.
So both teams coming out after the break, very sloppy play.
Yeah, so again, it's been that way for about the last 5 minutes of gameplay. And once Chapmanville tied it up at 19, both teams, their offenses just went south. Now trying to see who's going to break this spell here and get on the board to take the lead.
You made a good point, Chris, earlier about teams when they feel like they should have a bigger lead and they don't, they start playing tight, they get a little bit anxious, and I think we've seen a little bit of that.
Now loose ball, Ingram comes up with it on the floor, able to save it to Miller. As Miller gets it back out front. 6:18 to go here in the third quarter. Again, Chapmanville Middle School and Fort Gay Middle School is our next game on the docket this afternoon. Out front, Brown gives it back to Miller. Again, these zone defenses have been very effective against both sides.
Yeah, almost mirror images how they're playing their defense and hands and passing lane, rotating back when there's a skip pass. They've both done a really good job on defense.
Ingram will get it now on the wing. And as I said, this is where you do need outside shooters a lot in order to try and sometimes shoot the other team out of their zone.
Yeah.
And Chapmanville, we know Ingram can hit from the outside. She's been the only one to do so thus far, as Brown tried to force one inside, had it taken away, and now Britton's going to be fouled in the backcourt, and that might be on Ellis.
Yeah, it looks to be so, and if so, that's her third, right, Chris?
Yeah, that'd be 3 on her. Yep. So that will be 3. And again, Izzy Kirk played very strong in the minutes she had in Ellis's place in the first half.
Yeah, when she came in, she made an immediate impact on defense.
Now into the middle, Britton at the elbow, gives it back out to Clark. She'll go for a 3 off the heel of the rim, rebounded by Ellis on the backside, put back up, no good. And rebound taken away by Chapmanville as Brown gets it up to Miller, in traffic, steps back, goes for a jumper from the elbow, can't bank it in, gets the rebound back, puts it up in the lane. That one won't fall either. Rebound fought for as bodies crash everywhere. Mans comes up with it over to Ingram. She'll launch in and out, no good. Mans puts it back up. Looked like it got blocked by her own teammate and taken by Clark.
Yeah, frantic play there. Chapmanville almost caught a break with a wide open 3, but unable to cash it.
Krudashank can't convert on the other end, so both teams, as we said, missing opportunities here to try and take the lead. Who's going to break through first here? As we're over 3 minutes into the second half, no points scored as of yet.
It looks like Chapmanville's made a point to be more patient on offense since coming out from the break.
Yeah, I think they're not wanting to force things. That's where they had a lot of turnovers in the first half, was trying to force things. Now they get Sissonville to come out and chase a little bit. Miller gets it underneath, but too far under the basket, and that'll go off the leg of Sissonville.
It's almost like she was a little shocked to have that ball underneath there, being the point guard. It hit her, and she, fortunately they retained possession.
Yeah, I've been in that spot a few times in sports. Like, why am I here?
Why did you throw it?
Yeah, why'd you throw it to me? They throw it inside, and that's going to be intercepted. Sissonville forces the turnover. They look inside. Miller gets her hands on it, knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Lady Indians.
That's been one constant this game, is Hannah Miller with hands in passing lanes and coming up with steals.
Now Sissonville inbound to Ellis in the corner. Ellis will swing it over, now over far side. Krudishenk gets a clean look for a three, but leaves it short and rebounded by Ellis.
Sissonville's just been unable to knock down any type of outside shot so far today.
Yeah, they have no three-pointers in this game. Chapmanville has two, both of those by Ingram. And she'll now slice into the defense, gets to the left side, but blocked from behind. Saved by Mans underneath, and she gets hacked.
Dixie Mann's been working hard on the boards the entire game. A lot of contact there on Ingram to drive, but Dixie Mann's goes to the line.
So she'll have a chance now to give Chapmanville their first lead as Lydia Ellis picks up her third foul. This man's free throw up, and there's the first lead of the game for the Lady Tigers.
The first lead of the game and the first points of the second half.
As Ellis will check out, and Smith will check in now for Sissonville. Chapmanville's left Peyton Ellis on the court with those three fouls as Mans misses on the second. But Chapmanville holds a 1-point lead now. Britton comes up, has it taken away by Miller. Here she races into the front court, giving chases Britton, and she's able to knock it away from behind. What an effort by Britton.
Yeah, a lot of people would have let that go and not put forth that effort, but she made something happen on the defensive end.
And again, every bucket right now is so heavily weighted in this game, so that was a huge block by Britton. Miller, she's quick too, so Britton really had to turn on the jets to catch up to her.
Yeah, she did, because I just wrongfully assumed that was going to be just an open layup for Miller.
She'll take a jumper from the corner. That one too strong, taken away by Sissonville. Into the front court, Elmore. She'll stop, pops a three, and she'll give Sissonville the lead back.
I think they heard us talking about not hitting from the outside, Chris. We just brought up that they hadn't made a shot. Very timely three-pointer for the Indians.
Yeah, I think I did that yesterday to Martin County in the game against Logan. They'd only made one in the first half, and I started talking about how they were underperforming from the outside like they normally do. Came out and hit like 6 threes in the third quarter.
So would that be considered an announcer's reverse jinx?
I was like, I don't know how this works, but it never seems to work in my favor.
You always hear about the announcer's jinx. That's a reverse jinx.
So now Mans powers in, and she'll be fouled on the way to the bucket.
Dixie Mann's once again pressing the issue underneath. Very tough physical player, and gets back to the line. That's the right approach and a very positive approach when you're having trouble scoring. Get in there, mix it up, and get to the line. See if you can find your rhythm. And
Dixie's tall and strong girl again. Like I said, where I had her in class, I was like, she's about as tall as I am. And, she can be very physical on the inside as she sinks the free throw to cut it to 1.
Yeah, she gets that high. Her dad's very, very, very tall. Chad's about 6'5", I think, her dad. So you can see that height she has already.
And Dixie ties it up as she's got 4 points, all of those from the free throw line. As we're back all square at 22. 2:48 to go in the third quarter. Krudishenk will get it out for Clark. Swings it over to Britton. Again, same defense for Chapmanville on this side with that zone defense.
Good movement on that defensive side right now. Even they're denying the entry pass into the post.
It's just who's going to blink first against the defense as Britton finds a hole, drives in, can't convert. And Ellis grabs the rebound.
Britton just can't seem to find a bucket. She's taking some really good shots. She gets open, just can't seem to find a spot right now.
As Ingram, they've been keying on her since that strong second quarter. They'll get it out front for Miller. Now back to Ingram. Closing it on 2 minutes to go in the third. This pass out to Miller, dangerous, but she's able to get her hands on it. Britton will come out, or Krudishenk will now to chase. They go down low. They get Ingram posted up, and she'll be fouled by Britton.
Nice wrinkle there by Michael Browning directing Ingram to go underneath in the post and accept that pass. So, we saw in the first half she was hounding the ball a lot, and I think he called that from the sideline just now. And that was a good entry pass to give her the opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to say they finally got a matchup that they could exploit with Ingram in that spot, but the first free throw off the mark.
And these free throws are going to be so important the rest of the way with both teams struggling to score consistently.
Again, we want to thank Sunshine and Stitching, Global Arc Ministry, Mountaineer Buildings, Town and Country Foodland, and Witt's Mobile Home and Movers, helping bring us the action here today from Danny Gobby Gymnasium as the second free throw good from Ingram. So Chapmanville once again out to a tenuous 1-point lead here in the third quarter. As Britton gives it over. Only one field goal this quarter for Sissonville. And Chapmanville on their side, they haven't had a field goal yet this quarter, just all free throws. It's back inside. Britton gets a clean look. This time she will bank it in.
And that was a great hustle play by Elmore to get that rebound from the other side all the way across the paint to retrieve that to give them that opportunity.
Miller will get inside. Chapmanville trails it by 1. Over far side. Fake by Brown, gives it off for Ellis. Ellis drives to the right side, puts it up, and she'll be fouled on the play.
Yeah, once again, Chapmanville, ball in close, attacking the rim, getting to the line. It seems to be their point of emphasis.
So that'll be team foul number 4. As a chance for Ellis to get into the scorebook here. His first free throw off the back iron, no good. We want to thank Quality Metal Roofing, Gino's Pizza, CJ White Consulting, LLC, Giovanni's Pizza, Williamson Auto Sales, and 304 Motorsports Park for helping sponsor us here today. As Ellis misses on both free throws, now a chance underneath and a whistle and a foul on Chapmanville.
Very quick whistle. Looks like Dixie Mans might have been just trying to hustle up behind the play to get down there. Must have been some body contact. So it's the Sissonville Indians' turn at the line.
Be the second foul on Mans. This is the first free throw of the second half for Sissonville as Krugishank unable to hit.
Both teams are at the moment struggling from the line. You can see the frustration on both coaches.
And both were 1 of 3 from the line in the first half. Now it's 1 of 5 overall for Sissonville as a foul in the backcourt, and that was just a needless foul by Smith, and that's going to put Chapmanville, I believe, in the penalty now.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see that in that moment when Mans clearly had the rebound.
Now 30-second timeout called here by Sissonville. So we'll stay here. And just a reminder, this game brought to you in part by United Motorsports, Diamond Flagging Company, Aracoma Drug Store, Logan Regional Medical Center, Logan Bank and Trust, White Eye Care, Southside Buildings and Carports, Genmar Services, Hill Chiropractic, and State Farm agent Missy Birchfield, our sponsors here for this tournament from Chapmanville, West Virginia this weekend. And again, 24-23, Sissonville leads it with under a minute to play here in the third quarter, as scoring has been at a much premium here in this third quarter. So any free throws, any good looks right now really weigh heavily, don't they, Dwayne?
Yeah, the intensity just keeps amping up with each individual possession, more importance on it. And even though it's a low-scoring game, the intensity of the defense, even though it's not been a good shooting game for either team and turnovers, but it's been a fairly exciting and intense type of game.
So it'll send Mans back to the free throw line for Chapmanville. Is this one too strong?
Yeah, it's going to this the type of game that very well could come down in the fourth quarter. Who can make their free throws? Who can make their easy shots off of turnovers?
Yeah, Mans has 4 points today, all of them from the line. She's 4 of 7 overall. As there's a lane violation on Sissonville, and it'll give Mans another opportunity.
Maybe she gets a chance here to bring one home to tie this game up.
Yeah, Ramsey just lost her footing and ended up in the lane as Mans gets a third chance. This one hits every part of the rim and falls through.
Hey, no matter what, it used every part of the rim, but it counts the same as a swish.
Exactly. That's what I said. Even in tennis, you have a miss hit that's good. So that's why you pay for the whole thing. Elmore hits another three, her second this quarter from about the same exact spot.
Very, very timely shot there. We saw her make a great play on the offensive glass, and that time it's offense for her.
Miller, good drive this time, gets in the lane, and she'll bank it home.
Nice play by Miller. That's multiple times we've seen her. When she gets that opening, she does a great job of putting the brakes on and pulling that up and, to keep that open shot and not get into the big underneath.
That was the first field goal of the second half for Chapmanville as we get a whistle and a tie-up. That'll keep it with Sissonville with 24.8. That also changes the possession order to start the fourth quarter. We'll be with Chapmanville unless we get another tie-up.
Yeah, I'm sure if you asked Coach Browning if he would go this long without a field goal and only be down by one, would he take that? I'm sure he would take that.
Absolutely. Again, they've had to grind for points this quarter as they go down low to Ellis. Now swing it back to Britton, and she'll be fouled on the way to the basket with 13.7 seconds.
Good initial defense by the Tigers to try to trap on that baseline, but great movement by the Indians to flash to the middle, got the pass, gets the contact, and goes to the line.
They're going to get that foul on Izzy Kirk. That'll be her first. Britton leaves the first attempt short as she's 0 for 3 now from the line.
I know it sounds like a broken record, but every single free throw from this point out is crucial for both teams.
Sissonville just 1 of 6, make it 1 of 7 from the line now as Miller, good box out by her.
Nice battle by Miller. Now she's turned the tables and trying to get some numbers and gets another pointless foul by the Indians.
Yeah, again, Sissonville just bailing Chapmanville out with some lazy fouls right now.
If Chapmanville could step up with the line here, they would have a pretty decent lead at this point.
And Britton now, she's got 3 fouls to go along with Ellis. Miller chance to tie it up here with 8.3 to go in the quarter, and she knocks down the first.
The most experienced player on the team steps up and knocks down the first one.
She's got 9 points here tonight. Miller looks to go into double figures and give Chapmanville the lead back, and she does.
Stepped up there. You can see how confident she is in those shots. Nice stroke.
Now 5 seconds left in the quarter. Elmore looking, gets it back out with 1 second. Clark not going to get a shot off, and that'll do it for the third quarter as Chapmanville takes the lead for the first time. They lead at 28-27 as we head to the final 8 minutes. Back after this as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern coalfields.
For any of your financial needs, we encourage you to stop by one of our 5 convenient locations or apply online today at lbnt.com.
Whether you choose to stop by or visit us online, our team is here to help you every step of the way.
Buying a new home, expanding your business? Choose Logan Bank and Trust. Let's bank together.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Getting ready for sports means protecting those eyes. Up to 90% of sport-related eye injuries can be prevented with proper eye protection. White Eye Care knows this and is committed to providing the best protective sportswear for your child's eyes. As a proud sponsor of our community sports programs, we want to see our kids protected, from the little ones up to the big leagues. Our huge selection of eyewear makes finding that perfect pair easy. So win big this season. Call White Eye Care in Logan for an appointment today.
Start of the fourth quarter here in our first game of 6 from the Bob Runyon Classic. Chris Kidd, Dwayne Williams here. Kevin Jones, our engineer, as Ingram pulled on a 3 but misses off to the left, and that'll give it back to Sissonville.
The Lady Tigers had to wait all game to get their first lead, so they enter this fourth quarter with the lead, and we see they're not sitting on it with the immediate three-point attempt.
Again, 1 point's the largest lead Chapmanville's had. 7 points, the largest lead for Sissonville, as Elmore strong drive, and she's been the offense here in the second half.
Elmore has definitely turned it on there. Nice play there. Dixie Mann slid over for the help, and she avoided that help and converted the 2.
So that's 10 points for her, 8 of those in the second half as Ingram tried to set up for a 3. Good defense by Krudishenk, but now they leave her alone as this one just off to the side. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Chapmanville.
Yeah, they dodged a bullet there. That's one of the rare open looks that Ingram's had this entire game.
7:16 to go here in the fourth. 1 point Sissonville lead as they get in underneath the Ingram. Tough angle. Somehow scooped it in over top of her head.
I called her Jokic earlier, a very Jokic-esque shot right there. Nice ball skills there to convert that shot.
That very much was Jokic-esque, and now a timeout going to be called here by Sissonville, 30-second timeout with 7:04 to go in the fourth. So just a reminder that this game brought to you in part by Restoration One, Ultimate Pond, Tug Valley Wellness Clinic, Treasures Unlimited, Cheech's Pizza, Crumb Funeral Home, Three Guys Pizza, Tommy's Auto, Callahan Funeral Home, Warfield Market, and Butcher's Towing. So again, 30-29 Chapmanville. We've had much more scoring than the first college playoff game so far today. I see Dwayne and Kevin got it up on the phone over there checking it out. So if you had the over in that one, sorry, folks.
Yeah, sorry about your luck.
That's one of those you're just like, forget it. Sometimes I'll try and talk myself, maybe we'll go into overtime and they can just keep scoring back and forth. It's like, no, this is just done. This Clark will go for a three. She swishes, but not the way she wanted to, as that one misses on an air ball. Taken by Elmore, though. She'll go back inside to Ellis. Nice little pocket pass. They swing it back out. Over to Krudishenk. Gets a clean look, but misses on the three, and that was well set up by Sissonville. Just couldn't convert.
Yeah, very nice. Nicely set up with some good passing, just unable to hit the shot. And, Chris, in that situation, at least you can turn the game off early and say I don't have anything to worry about if you're in that case.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, that'll be my agony later today. As Miller gives it over to Ingram. Ingram gets inside the paint and blocked by Britton on the way in. Ellis grabs the rebound, though. On the right side, she'll get a whistle and a push called against Lydia Ellis, and that's going to be her fourth.
Yeah, it looks like initially she had her arms straight up, but she brought them both down to kind of swat at it. So if she'd have initially kept those hands up without bringing them down, she might have been in a better position there to not to foul.
Now Peyton Ellis 0 for 2 from the line. Knocks down the first, and now it's the largest lead of the game for the Lady Tigers.
Very timely free throw there by Ellis, who's been, in foul trouble early on. Maybe took her a moment to find her rhythm, but nice free throw.
And this is the 14th free throw of the half for Chapmanville. That one rattles out. Nice offensive board for the Lady Tigers as Ingram gets free inside, almost banks it in. Rebound fought for. Ellis grabs it, blocked by Britton, and Britton's had several key blocks on the inside.
A lot of physical play underneath there, hustled by both teams. Megan Brown gets the immediate rebound to keep the possession alive, and Ellis battling as well. Chapmanville keeps the ball.
Chapmanville's 8 of 14 from the line in the second half. They've only got 2 field goals overall, and that pass gets away for a turnover.
It's amazing. 2 field goals in the second half, and you've actually got your biggest lead of the game.
It is. It's wild. As I said, we've seen some wonky stuff here in the first, our 5th game of this tournament. But they've all been their own little unique snowflakes so far. They go inside. There's Dixie Manns again on the defensive side, knocks it away.
So active in the post on defense. Yeah, and if this is a precursor to the rest of the games, we're in for a good slate of games, Chris.
Yeah, I was going to say, we had some fun ones yesterday, and I think the matchups today are suited very well for some great games. This one definitely has lived up to it. It's Hill. Had a strong few minutes in the second quarter checking in, goes in, her shot off the mark as Manns had the rebound. Now we get a whistle. And going to get a foul here on Sissonville.
Yeah, another foul by the Indians off of a defensive rebound on the Tigers. Just as their fouls are just given away and putting the team into the bonus earlier than they should be.
Yeah, it was already 2 team fouls against Sissonville in the first couple of minutes of this quarter. Brown in trouble, gives it to Miller. Going to have to hurry here. Miller trying to fight across the timeline and loses it. Up ahead to Krudishenk. She bobbles it a couple times, gets it back and puts it in.
Yeah, Miller realized that they were under the gun to get it across half court and committed a turnover, and Sissonville gets a breakaway layup.
31 all with 5.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. As Ingram dribbles into the middle, had it poked away, taken away by Elmore.
Sissonville's pressure has given the Lady Tigers some trouble there the past 2 possessions, so they'll probably stay with it as long as they can.
Yeah, and Krudishenk shuffled her feet that time, picked up that pivot foot. It's an easy travel call there. We'll go back to Chapmanville. So now Izzy Kirk will check back in.
Maybe another ball handler against this press, Chris.
Yeah, those 3 fouls on Peyton Ellis. Ingram Gives it back to Brown. And Sissonville really slowing Chapmanville up with this pressure as Britton pokes another one away.
Yeah, we've seen them for the most part settle back in that 2-3 to start with and not much pressure, but they kind of sprung this on Chapmanville here in the fourth.
We close in on 5 minutes to go again. Chapmanville middle and Fort Gay middle will be our next contest at the end of this game, so stay with us here on the D&D Sports Network. It's down low to Mans, puts it up. Couldn't find the angle off the backboard as Elmore grabs the board.
Chapmanville trying to get back on defense.
Krudishank will push the issue, drives in, can't convert, and Ingram grabs the board. So Chapmanville pushing back the other way. Ingram up the center, someone coming up from behind as Ingram has her shot blocked and out of bounds. It'll stay with Lady Tigers.
That shows you the advantage of having a post player who can handle just as good as a point guard. She can immediately lead the break off a rebound. You know, unfortunately they didn't finish, but that shows you the advantage of having her on the court.
Brown will launch a three. That one too strong and rebounded by Britton.
Brown has a nice shot. I'm surprised one of those hasn't fallen this game.
Oh, she gets back, though, and able to force the turnover. I'm like you. Her shots look good all game, just hasn't gotten one to fall. She'll get it back here over to Miller. Miller at the top of the key as Sissonville sets up in their zone that has given Chapmanville problems today as that three from Ingram too strong.
Now the teams are going back a little bit more the frantic pace to see who can cut down on the turnovers and kind of make the shots they're supposed to.
Ellis had it knocked away by Miller. Halfway home here in the fourth quarter. Three on the way. Elmore, that one she can't convert on as Ingram rips the rebound away from Ellis.
Nice tough rebound by Ingram. And yeah, we've seen Elmore knock that down. She has a very quick release to get that shot off very fast.
Yeah, it's very Lucas Lambert-esque. It's Miller dribbling around at half court. Gives it over for Ingram. Trying to find a gap, and let's see what we get here. Oh, they're going to get a foul on Krudishank.
That is not well received by the Sissonville fans or coaches. Chapmanville's doing whatever they can to get some space for Ingram with the ball in her hands.
I don't feel as comfortable over here with my Chapmanville gear on next to the opposing teams. I'm like, I just work here, folks.
I'm neutral with a Notre Dame hat, so everybody hates me.
That's fair. This pass out front, knocked away by Britton. She goes diving for it, able to save it. Nice look over to Hill. She'll go up the left hand. Can't get it to fall, but she'll be fouled and she'll go to the line.
I just spoke about the frantic play amping up a bit. We saw it there with multiple people on the floor, diving, trying to make a play, and it results in the Indians going to the free throw line.
They're going to get that foul on Izzy Kirk. That'll be her second. It's team foul number one. It's Hill hits on the first. She's got 4 points now, 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
She kind of mirrors Izzy Kirk coming off the bench in instant action for her team.
Yeah, and you love having those type of players that can come in and just make an impact, even if it's for 2, 3, 4 minutes sometimes.
Oh, of course. It changes the tempo. It changes the the rhythm of the team. You got to have them.
This Mans lost it off of Ellis's foot, and they get it out to Miller now. Frantic possession here by Chapmanville, and a good timeout by Coach Browning as they were in disarray during that possession, and it'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside as well and be back after this as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network.
If you was pushed out of the area because of loss of work in the coal industry, look no longer. Jim Marr is here for you. Jim Marr is now hiring for all positions in the coal field. Stop by their offices in Logan, West Virginia or in Wheeling, West Virginia and apply today. Southside Buildings and Carports and Southside Shed Hunters of Louisa, Kentucky offers shed hauling services up to 16 by 52 long buildings. We also have lofted cabins, utility cabins, garages, man caves, she sheds that you can customize and order to your wants and needs with many different options such as workbenches, shelving, transom windows, and much more. You can go to the location or buy using 3D Builder's online order system. You can build right from your own home. We offer metal garages and carports that are built to any size and installed right on your property. For more info, call 304-928-0060 or 304-928-0062. Here at Southside Buildings and Carports.
3:13 to go here in the fourth. Sissonville leading Chapmanville 33-31. here in this first of 6 games from the Bob Runyon Classic today. It's Miller. Turns the corner, now tries to bring it back out and runs right into Hill, and Hill will be called for the foul.
Yeah, taking advantage of the aggressive defender, and Chapmanville comes out of the timeout with a very high screen for Miller, try to get her in the action to make a play.
That's now the 4th team foul against Sissonville, so Chapmanville will be shooting 2 shots on every foul the rest of the way as Britton, another strong block on the inside.
Britton is so tough on defense. It's multiple blocks she's had. She's physical. She's done it all on defensive side of the ball.
She really has. Again, she's thwarted several good opportunities for the Lady Tigers. It's Miller trying to get it in, but it's going to be a 5-second call.
Another unforced error by the Lady Tigers.
So now with 2:56 to play, Sissonville with the ball in a 2-point lead. Again, the largest lead of this game has been 7 points. It's been tight all the way as Elmore goes for a 3. That one online but rolls out as Brown grabbed the rebound and may have been fouled on the backside.
We've seen so many fouls by Sissonville in this second half on a rebound. You can't fault them for being aggressive and crashing the boards, but sometimes you've got to learn to let it go.
And now Chapmanville will begin their parade to the free throw line for the rest of this game, and this is where they've made hay in the second half. As we said, only 2 field goals for Chapmanville in the second half, but free throws are where they've been able to make up the difference. It's Brown's first one on the way, that one off the mark.
Yeah, we talked about it could come down to whoever makes the most free throws, and for the last 2:47, Chapmanville's going to have to be at the charity stripe with every single foul.
Brown's second free throw too strong, and Hill grabs the rebound. That one almost gets thrown away, but there's Britton again there to save it. She'll look long up ahead. Kirk tried to get her hands on it, but Elmore came out to save it. Again, Elmore and Britton have been 2 of the big catalysts here today for the Lady Indians. They're going to get a foul here on Kirk, it appears.
Yeah, a little over-aggressive out top. You saw Chapmanville increase their defense out above the three-point line. They're not just going to let Sissonville sit on this ball.
Now Hill will check out as Clark comes back in. And that's 2 team fouls against Chapmanville here in the 4th. They've still got 2 more to give. As Britton lost it off her foot, goes right to Mans. It's a chance here for the Lady Tigers to tie or retake the lead. It's over to Ingram. She'll penetrate inside, gets all the way to the rim and lays it in.
Another nice scoop shot. She likes going left and coming back with that right-handed scoop shot. She's done it multiple times. Nice play.
She's got 17 points now for the game as Elmore in the corner, 3 too strong. Rebound loose and Ingram has it.
Chapmanville's done a great job on the boards. They're cleaning up and not giving very many second opportunities in the second half.
And Brown shuffled her feet. She jump-stepped and then some. And that'll give it back to Sissonville with 1:56. And Sissonville's going to call for time here with under 2 minutes to go, as I think they're out a 30-second timeout, so they'll have to take a full. And we'll be back after this as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network.
Hill Chiropractic would like to congratulate the Chapmanville Tigers and Dawson Hill and the Nitro Wildcats on making it to the state semifinals. If you got any pain, give Hill Chiropractic a call today.
Call 304-752-3474 and see Missy Birchfield at your good friends at State Farm in Logan, West Virginia. She gives out free insurance quotes, so make sure you see her at State Farm.
Unfortunately, water, mold, or fire damage can happen to you. Restoration One of Southern West Virginia is available 24/7 to help take the stress out of your mess. Our primary goal is to respond and restore your property back to normal as quickly and safely as possible. When disaster strikes, Restoration One is your go-to cleanup crew. Save our number now in case you need us later. Whether the job is big or small, give Restoration One a call. 304-443-4959.
Minute 56 to play here in the 4th, all even at 33 apiece. Chris Kidd and Dwayne Williams, Kevin Jones, our engineer. And Sissonville with the ball, trying to retake the lead on this trip. These two have been tightly stuck together for about 3.5 quarters now on the scoreboard. Who's going to make the last push?
such a competitive game from the opening tip. Like you said, the largest lead for Sissonville's been 7. Chapmanville's been 2, I think you said, 2 or 3. And another shot there missed.
Elmore can't hit. Ellis no good. Britton on the putback won't fall. Britton gets it again, but going to call for a travel now.
That's the first time we've seen multiple attempts, multiple extra possessions off of offensive rebounding, unable to convert.
So now it'll be Chapmanville's turn to try and take the lead. It's full court pressure and a foul 90 feet away from the rim on Britton.
Yeah, I know it sounds like a broken record, but that's multiple fouls 90 feet away, Chris, and it gets them back to the free throw line. Unfortunate for the Indians, Chapmanville has not been able to take advantage of this at the line.
Well, it's going to be 4 now on Britton, and she's been, without a doubt, their strongest defensive player in this game.
Yeah, that would be huge for them if she picks up her 5th.
Ingram trying to retake the lead, and she's able to do so. 18 points now for her tonight. She's 2 of 3 from the line.
The last person they want to put at the line at this moment in the game.
That's on you, Dwayne.
Yep. I knew it. I should have waited.
But what a save by Brown. And Coach Browning calls for a timeout, asking to see what he's got left. It looks to be a full, so we'll step aside as well and be back after this as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network.
Come on down to Ultimate Pond, located in Kermit, West Virginia, where we have all your firearm needs. Need cash? Trade in your gold today. From custom rifles and rifles accessories to the bare bone stock of pistols, we have it all. Come see us today at Ultimate Pond.
Chapmanville gets the possession back after the missed free throw, and now they have a 1-point lead and 1:21 to play here in the 4th quarter. Can they knock off Sissonville, who has virtually led the entire game? Chapmanville has for just mere moments in different spots here in the second half.
With so few field goals made in the second half, Chapmanville very fortunate to be in this position.
Again, as we said, Chapmanville hasn't gotten anything done from the field. Only 3 field goals altogether, and now a steal. It's Britton. Gives it over for Krudishank. Jumper up, won't fall. Man's fighting for the rebound. Taken back by Sissonville, though. Under a minute to go now. It's Clark. Lobs it inside for Britton. Kicks it out. Long 2 on the way. Krudishank gives Sissonville the lead back.
Nice shot there. And Jenna Ramsey with that offensive rebound battled away that gave them that extra possession.
Oh, dangerous inbounds pass loose on the floor as now Ingram able to come up with it as she pinned it against her knee, and Miller hit from behind. And wow, what a bailout foul there with 38.2 seconds.
Bodies everywhere.
Krudishank picks up the foul, and Chapmanville had to have been close to a 10-second violation there.
Absolutely, that unfortunate for Sissonville because both teams was going for that and being physical on the ground, and it results in Hannah Miller at the line.
That's 4 fouls on Krudishank. Miller, first free throw off to the right. So again, Chapmanville here in the 4th quarter, just 2 of 7 from the line, as they've had by far the advantage in free throw shooting here today. And they do convert on the second, so we're all tied now at 34. Or 35, excuse me, with 35 seconds left. It's Krudishank lines up a 3. That one grazes the rim, no good. Rebounded by Brown. Now Chapmanville with a chance to retake the lead with 25 seconds left. And we get a whistle, and was there a timeout?
It looked like it caught a foul.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure if she thought they were down. I saw her and her coach was talking. I didn't get a good look at the foul. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that was pretty ticky-tacky.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. The only thing I can think, maybe, I don't know, he thought she was doing it intentional, but I didn't see much there from this side.
That's the 5th foul on Krudishank now as she's out of the game, and Miller gives Chapmanville the lead here with 24.3 seconds to go. Miller, another opportunity here. Lead is at 2 for the Lady Tigers.
Clutch free throws by Hannah Miller.
Now Sissonville trails it by 2, 20 seconds left, and timeout going to be called here by Sissonville with 24.4 seconds to go, so we'll stay here. And again, the last foul, I guess kind of like the out of bounds play in the first half, Dwayne. Not sure what we saw, but it wasn't what we thought we saw.
Yeah, from our vantage point, and very, very confusing. But nonetheless, Chapmanville has only led this game a few times and not much time. But they do have the lead with 20 seconds, and they haven't scored the ball very well. They've struggled at the free throw line, but Hannah Miller, the senior, steps up there and makes 2 clutch free throws to give them the lead.
And something to keep in mind here as well for Chapmanville, you've got 2 fouls to give still with 20.4 seconds. So they could theoretically still foul twice and take some time away from Sissonville on this possession. And if you're Sissonville, if you don't score, obviously you've got to foul immediately right now. So
yes, that's something that the Tigers got to be thinking about right now, because they can definitely use that to their advantage right now.
Well, this has been an exciting start to our 6-game slate today. Again, Chapmanville Middle and Fort Gay Middle set to go to action next here on the D&D Sports Network. Both of them waiting in the tunnels, as that game was slated for 3 o'clock to start, which I knew there was no chance that was going to happen.
No, sometimes you might think it might be later in the day to get behind, but we're behind on the first game.
Oh, well, as soon as I saw they had the girls' game first, I said there is no way that is starting at 3 o'clock. So now here is Sissonville. Will they go for the tie or potentially the lead here with 15 seconds? Britton inside to Hill, puts it up quick, and the foul!
Wow, what a play call out of the timeout. Chapmanville chooses not to use those extra fouls, and she gets to the paint, receives the shot, and has a chance to make a 3-point play to take the lead.
So now Hill, she is 3 of 3 from the line. She converted a 3-point play earlier in this game, but not this time. Rebound, 5-4, and a foul over the back. Going to be called on Britton here.
That is multiple times we've seen that, and you see the coach down here, his frustrations with that, and such an unfortunate foul at this time in the game.
And that is going to foul Britton out as well, so her and Krudishank both have fouled out here in this game.
2 starters, and you can tell immediately how important they are to this team. Very tough look.
So now Ingram, a chance to give Chapmanville the lead back. She's 2 of 4 from the line tonight. Has 18 points altogether. First one too strong.
The free throw struggles continue for the Tigers. Obviously, it goes without saying, such an important one here. Got to be aware for the rebound, possible rebound as well.
For the lead, that one no good as well. Brown trying to fight for the rebound. Elmore grabs it instead, those for Sissonville. As now Sissonville's got to hurry here with 4 seconds. Ellis will go for the win. That will be short and out of bounds to Chapmanville with 0.4 seconds to go.
Well, with only 4 seconds, they're going to have to throw it the length of the court, try to get something going here.
They'll lob it in. Ingram won't get it off, and that will do it for regulation. So we'll have overtime here in our first game of the day between Chapmanville and Sissonville. And we'll be back after this as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network. Start of overtime here from Chapmanville, West Virginia in our first game today as the Sissonville and Chapmanville girls play to a deadlock at 37. Chris Kidd and Dwayne Williams here, Kevin Jones our engineer, and 2 starters already fouling out for Sissonville as we go to this extra 4 minutes. So you'd think advantage Chapmanville, but the Lady Tigers have had difficulty trying to put this game away at the free throw line.
Yeah, you would definitely think that would give them the advantage, but we got to see how Chapmanville can take advantage of that.
So they win the tap, start the extra session. You get only 3 made field goals in the second half for Chapmanville. And the rest of their points have come at the free throw line.
We talked about how close this game has been, with 7 being the largest lead by any team, and it's obviously held true here going into overtime, but Chapmanville's going to have to find a way to knock down field goals.
Hill got a hand on that. Now Ingram pushes it back out front. Back to Ingram. She'll launch on a 3. That one almost banked in. Rebound comes out long to Brown. Brown, pass out front, stolen away by Smith. Here she comes into the front court. She's got a free lane, and she'll lay it in.
Nice play by Smith. We talked about the starters being out, so somebody has to step up, and she did immediately.
That's the first 2 of the game for Smith. As we close in on 3 minutes to go in overtime. It's Ingram into a double team, lost control of it on the way up, and now whistle, and this will go the other way. They'll call a push on Ellis.
Just a forced shot there a bit by Ingram, trying to make something happen, and Ellis coming in a little bit too aggressive, trying to crash the boards.
That's going to be 4 on Ellis now, as the team fouls do roll over into overtime. So Chapmanville is in the penalty already. That's just team foul number 3, though, against the Lady Tigers. So they've still got 1 more they can give before Sissonville will be shooting free throws as Hill. Jumper from the elbow, no good. There's Elmore, though, on the putback.
Nice putback by Elmore. She's been active. She's knocked down a couple threes, been active on the offensive glass, and she gives the Indians a 4-point lead.
She's got 12 points now for the game, including those 2 big 3-pointers in the third quarter. Chapmanville trails it by 4 now. In a game where offense has had its difficulties, as Ingram will drive in, and she'll draw the contact and go to the line.
That was a smart play. We've seen how she's used that underhanded scoop on the right. That was a pure play that she knew she probably couldn't get that to the bucket, but easily drew the foul.
To get that on Bella Smith, that'll be her 3rd foul. Ingram missed those 2 free throws at the end of regulation, which one of them could have given Chapmanville the lead, but she sinks the first here.
Big-time pressure free throws.
Chance to try and cut this back to a 2-point game. That went off to the left and rebounded by Smith. As she loses it in the backcourt, and that'll give it back to Chapmanville.
She looked like she was talking about maybe he's got some contact. I didn't see it right off. Maybe you can hear some of the unhappy fans we have here at the
I was going to say, we've had referees all throughout the stands the last couple of days. Brown, tough shot in the lane, no good. Rebound taken away by Clark, and she'll be bumped in the backcourt by Manns.
Chapmanville just forcing the issue right now. They feel kind of sped up with this score and this time, but they have plenty of time. Just back-to-back possessions there, kind of forcing the issue.
So now Sissonville will be in the penalty as well here for the rest of the contest. It'll put Clark at the free throw line, and she'll sink the first.
That's big. Makes it a 2-possession game.
Clark, that's her first point since the first quarter. She's got 5 points now. The second one too strong. Rebound into the corner. Ellis tipped it up and saved it, and then a foul from behind on Manns.
Nice hustle by Ellis. You don't see that a lot from a team that's shooting the free throw. She has a long rebound, but she didn't just give in. Nice hustle play to give them another opportunity. That's the type of plays that coaches like to see. You can always control your hustle and your effort, and she did just that.
Now Smith, who gave them the lead in overtime with that layup to get things started, hits the free throw.
Smith has stepped up huge off the bench in the overtime period.
So now a 5-point lead for Sissonville, make it 6. As they've come out of the gates hot here in overtime, even with 2 starters out due to fouls. It's Miller to her right, trying to find an area to attack this zone here. Chapmanville doesn't have the luxury of time, though, at the moment. They'll swing it over for Ingram. She'll put up a three. That one too strong. Rebound on the backside, tipped around. Elmore has it, and now we're going to get a tie-up as possession will go over to Sissonville.
Ingram had a decent look and just barely off the mark. They were trying to get it to her in the post. She popped out. They swung it around for a decent look.
Now Sissonville, we'll see if they're able to control the ball, but they lose it in the backcourt as Miller has it now. Opportunity for Chapmanville, tries to swing it over. Ellis gets in position on the left block, and she'll draw the foul.
Nice hustle play by Hannah Miller to give them another opportunity. We've seen her be so fantastic on the defensive side of the ball, and now, like we've been saying for a while, this entire second half, Chapmanville needs to make their free throws.
Ellis, 1 of 4 from the free throw line here today. His first free throw too strong. See the Logan JV coming in. They're just now getting the good news. They've got a weight on their hands as they were supposed to start today at 4. And there's still a game in front of them.
Yeah, they're a bit behind.
They try and work it up ahead now, and a whistle and a travel called. We'll give it back to Chapmanville.
Just the multiple turnovers keeps giving Chapmanville the attempts or the opportunities they need.
1:25 to go. As Miller will take the inbounds pass. Like we said, Chapmanville still with only 3 field goals here in the second half as Ingram tried the deep 3 but came up just short.
You know, this was where experience comes in, Chris. You know, they've rushed a lot of these shots in overtime because they look up there, they see there's only a few minutes left, now under 2 minutes, so they kind of push the issue when maybe not needed.
And a timeout going to be called here by Sissonville with 1:16 to go as they struggle to get the ball in. We'll step aside and be back after this as you're watching the Bob Runyon Classic on the D&D Sports Network.
Looking for a new healthcare provider? Come see us at Tug Valley Wellness Clinic. We take all patients from the ages 2 and up. Our staff has over 30 years of medical experience. We do everything from DOT physicals, wellness exams, adult and child, walk-in visits, and more. Call us today at 304-236-3601 or reach us Monday through Friday.
Come on down to Treasures Unlimited in Kermit, West Virginia, and let us fill all your shopping needs. It's the holiday season. Don't be left without a gift to give. We got 90-day layaway, delivery. We got the best prices around. We will beat anybody's prices. We have a little bit of everything for everyone. 7 days a week we're open, Monday through Thursday, 10 to 6, Friday through Saturday, 10 to 7, Sunday, 11 to 6. Also, come find a treasure in our pallet bins. We got great deals. You never know what you'll find.
Back here, and initially Chapmanville thought they had a 5-second call, but instead going to be a foul against Chapmanville, and Coach Browning just goes down to the end of the bench, crosses his legs, and refuses to talk to the official now.
He went to the end of the bench, waved him off. He's just trying to relax a bit here this last minute 16.
Well, like we said, sometimes the coach, you just go off, you smile, and you just don't say what you want to say. Maybe it's for the best.
Probably so in the situation right there.
And now Sissonville with more or less chance to ice this game here with 1:16. They can take a 3-possession lead here, and Clark sinks the first.
Yeah, it's looking pretty dire for the Lady Tigers now. Down ties the biggest lead of the game.
And Clark misses on the second as Smith and Mans go battling, and looks like we're going to have another foul called here. And that's going to be on Mans, it appears. Yeah, that'll be on Dixie. So that'll be her 5th foul.
Yeah, just the fighting underneath after all these misses on the free throw line, and Smith is making her presence felt in this overtime.
And Izzy Kirk will check in now as Mans battled hard all afternoon long, but fouls out here with 1:15 to play. Smith will go back to the free throw line. She's got 4 points here in overtime. Misses on the first. Chapmanville Middle School against Fort Gay coming up next here on the D&D Sports Network, as Smith able to hit on the second free throw.
Biggest lead of the game for the Indians.
I should say Clark, excuse me. Or no, actually, I don't know anymore. That one taken away underneath. As Sissonville comes away with it with a minute to go. As Elmore looking for help, gets it to Hill, now over in the corner for Smith. As they'll work it around now, burning clock. It's down to 50 seconds to go. As we'll see if Chapmanville elects to foul here. As Clark is finally hit with 45.1 seconds to go.
The ref on this side made the call.
So they get that foul on Miller.
A lot of frustration on the benches here to end this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's just a game where everyone involved is angry. And now Coach Browning holding up a pair of glasses that he wants to give to the officials.
He borrowed those glasses to use as a prop.
You know what? I like that.
Yeah. That wasn't on my bingo card. Prop usage by a coach in the very first game of the day.
Now Sissonville holds a commanding lead here in this overtime. Again, great performance by them in this overtime with two starters out. They fouled out in regulation, and they just took it to Chapmanville here in this extra period. They've outscored them 11-1. As Miller takes a deep two from the left side, won't fall. Elmore will grab the rebound as she rips it away with 30 seconds left, and now we'll get a whistle with 28.1 seconds. And time now for our Tug Valley Wellness Clinic player of the game, and it's going to be the woman going to the free throw line right now. Again, Reagan Elmore. She had 2 points in the first half to Wayne, but she's had 10 here in the second half, including two big threes in the third quarter when they desperately needed it the most. So Reagan Elmore, your Tug Valley Wellness Clinic player of the game.
Yeah, very timely threes and some great offensive rebounding that gave them some timely second opportunities. She crashed the board. She's played good defense. It's an all-around excellent game.
Now Chapmanville going to empty their bench here as Jolyn Chin into the game, along with Kyron Farrell. It's Hayden Adkins also into the game. As Elmore able to sink the second free throw, so she's got 13 now for the contest. As Adkins will bring it up the floor, down to 22 seconds left as Ingram will give it to Chin back out front. Ingram gets to the top of the key, will spot up a three. This one won't fall. Rebounded underneath by Ellis. And she'll give it back to Elmore with 10 seconds left, and that should do it here this afternoon as Elmore will dribble over towards the sideline with 2 seconds left, out to Smith, and that will close it out here this afternoon as Sissonville knocks off the Lady Tigers in overtime, 49-48, to get a much-needed win between these two old rivals, and that will end our first contest of the day. We'll be back here shortly with our second contest between Chapmanville Middle and Fort Gay as you are watching the Bob Runyon Classic here on the D&D Sports Network.